Hi there and welcome to my channel. Today's project is for the Altenew Build a Flower Crocus release block hop and giveaway. Altenew's created a new, not created, but is releasing a new Build a Flower, which is super fun, super easy to layer, and it's a beautiful flower. I used to create 3 different projects. I'm going to show the video for 2 of them. And this is one of them. I wanted to create a layout that was really colorful and really simple to put together. And I actually had fun building this because the flower is very simple to layer and it's going to take you no time to build lots of flowers. So you're going to see that I'm going to take advantage of quite a bit of Altenew ink, and I wanted something very colorful. And I'm going to use my stamping platform. I actually have a Team Hold. And if you don't have one, don't worry about it. This stamp is really easy to layer. But I just wanted to use the stamping platform because I wanted to stamp quite a bit of flowers. You're going to see that I'm going to set up my my platform to start with the base. There's only 3, I'm going to say 3 layers when you build in this flower. So I'm going to start with the base with the lighter colors. And I'm using quite a bit of warm tones of the Altenew mini inks. I pretty much own the entire collection. I'm going to use Spring Bouquet, Rose Petal, Warm and Cozy, Tea Party, Golden Sunset. These are just some of the colors. And I'm also going to use for the green, for the leaves, I'm going to use again Spring Bouquet, Green Fields, and Tropical Forest. I just wanted different tones of green. I wanted very warm tones, you're going to say that they're going to be really bright. And yes, I wanted bright tones and really a warm tone. I'm documenting a picture of my niece on her 7th birthday, and she wore that day a black dress with white polka dots, and it had a fuchsia sash. But I transformed the picture to black and white because the background was really busy. There was different colors, and I also wanted I wanted the flowers to stand out in this layer. So you're gonna see that, like I said, these flowers really easy to build, and you're gonna see that for some of the leaves, for some of the flowers, I did skip a step. And I didn't go, the flower builds in a base layer, and then you have the next layer creates the petals, and then the last one gives it that outline to give that depth of the flower. For some of them, I skipped the second step because I knew they were going to be filler flowers. Like we saw the ones that I just sneak in on the background. So I didn't want them to stand out that much. I wanted the ones at the top to be the ones that had all the outlines, and the ones at the back, and just to have like a softer tone. I don't want everything to be that loud. So that was personal choice. But you're gonna see, like I said, because it's so easy to build the flower, it took no time to build them, and I was able to actually stamp quite a few of them. So once I have them all in place, I take them off camera, and I'm gonna use the die set to just cut all of them. Again, I just put Netflix and start just stamping and die cutting all of them, and I was ready to set up the layout. Now for this layout, I knew that I wanted to use actually I'm gonna say a very neutral but dark background so that the flowers will stand out. They're really vibrant, they're really colorful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of watercolor in the background. So I'm prepping my page. I'm using a marshmallow cardstock from Bastel, and I am adding some yeso to it just because I know I'm gonna add quite a bit of water and I don't want the paper to warp. So you see that I'm just adding the yeso, and I'm not going to coat the entire page, just the area that I know where I'm going to add the watercolor. And I set it aside to dry. Now I'm going to come in with my Altenew colors, and I debated a little bit of what color to use in the background, and I decided on black. I know a lot of people are afraid of black backgrounds. I love them because I think it's the perfect neutral to make everything stand out. So what black does is just kind of takes away the light and the color from the background and makes everything else that you put on top look very detailed, and I wanted the flowers to be like the standout of this page. So you're going to see that it's going to be a very simple background, something that you can easily create. And all I did is make sure that I yeso my page, and I'm going to add a little bit of water to the background. And then I'm going to come in with some of the pigment. In this case, the black watercolor. I'm using the packaging technique just to deposit and kind of stretch the watercolor. And then once I'm I like the area that it's going to set up, I'm going to come in and add quite a bit of pigment with water and just create drips. So for this, all I'm doing is I'm adding the pigment, I'm lifting up the page and pretty much tapping it on my desk. And that's going to create a natural drip on my page. Now you're going to see that along the way, I am going to bring a little piece of paper towel just to, I'm going to say to dry the extra drips. And one of the reasons that I did that is because one, I don't want them to go longer than what they are already. I don't want it to go all the way in the page. I want it to just, this is as long as I want them. One. And the second one is I don't want the water to be deposited on the, in this case, in the drip, I'm going to say, because the longer they stay there, the more it's going to stretch. So they're not going to be those thin lines. Instead, they're going to start becoming thicker, and you're going to lose the look of the drip. So that's why I'm drying. You're going to see that I've been some paper towel and dry the drips once in a while. And I created those longer drips towards the right of the page, but you're going to see that I'm also going to do it towards the left, but just the smaller ones. I didn't want the left-hand side of the page to be drastically white. I wanted some color to peek underneath some of the flowers. But like I said, this is a very simple background. You're going to see that I started with a little bit of black, but because I'm using my paper towel, I'm taking away quite a bit of the pigment, so it's not going to be as dark as you think it's going to be. And also by stretching the color with the drips, it's not going to be, I'm going to say completely the completely black story, but it's going to be some shades of gray. There's going to be, it looks messy, but don't be afraid of the messiness. A lot of it is going to be covered by the picture and the flowers, and you're going to have little peaks of the drips and little peaks of the watercolor. And I'm going to add splatters, because if you know my work, then you guys know that I love splatters. And now just to finish, I'm going to have these big splatters. And for that, all I'm doing is picking up some of the pigment with my Altenew water brush, and then just kind of squishing the barrel. I'm lifting the brush above the page, and that's kind of squishing the barrel, and that's going to create extra water. And then because I'm leaving a bigger, I'm going to see a bigger height difference between the paper and the brush. When they drop, they create that big splatter, and that's what I want. So once I have that in place, I'm going to set it aside to dry. Didn't take that long to dry because, like I said, remember, I've been drawing some of the extra water. Now, to build this layer, I am going to bring this paper. This is from the Live Your Dream collection from Altenew, and I'm going to say around a 1-inch strip, around 8 inches. And all I'm going to do is I have this piece, I have lots of crepe paper. I love crepe paper. I don't use it as much as I should. But I had this idea that I wanted to create a ruffle underneath the little piece of paper that I cut. So all I'm doing right now is I'm using some, this is removable tape. And I'm just kind of creating little folds on the crepe paper. And because I'm going to take it to my sewing machine to stitch through the entire, I'm going to say the strip. I'm not going to stitch it right to the page. I'm just going to stitch the strip with the crepe paper. And all I'm doing right now is I'm going to start ruffling the edges of the crepe paper. And now that I know that I'm happy, my idea was to have the ruffles sticking on both sides. But when I put the picture down, it didn't make any sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the crepe paper in this case. And then I'm going to glue it like that, like it's a double tier of a fold. And I'm going to glue it onto my background, and then I take it to the sewing machine and kind of stitch through the entire thing. And now I'm going to really ruffle the edge of the crepe paper. And I love how this turned out. It adds lots of texture. So my choice right now is just going to start working on building the layout. I'm using the same paper. I'm using another paper from the Live Your Dreams collection from Altenew, just to back the picture, make sure that it stands out. Even though, like I said, it's going to cover a lot of the background, it is going to make it stand out, especially with all the colorful flowers that are going to come in. And I'm going to add some foam adhesive behind it just because I wanted to like kind of pop from also all the ruffles. And now all I'm going to do, you're going to see I'm going to start setting the flowers. And like I told you before, one of the reasons why I skipped one of the steps in some of the flowers is because they were going to be what I'm going to call filler flowers. And you're going to see that the ones that are really outlined, that I use the 3 steps, are the ones that are going to stay at the front, while the other ones are going to go in the background or in between. And that's just going to make everything stand out without having everything so vibrant. And you're going to see that the black background is actually going to make everything, all the details come to life, and I love it. So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to start playing with some of them. You're going to see that I'm going to stuff a few of the flowers underneath the crepe paper and those little folds that I created. I'm going to add some of the flowers underneath the layer of paper, in other words, underneath the picture. I just wanted, I'm going to create a triangle with them. So a little bit on the top left corner of the layout, on the picture, sorry, a little bit at the bottom because I want to take advantage of that ruffle of crepe paper. And then I'm just going to add a few towards the right of the picture just to create like a little bit of movement and kind of, and you see I'm creating a little corner at the bottom. That's when I'm going to add my title. Once I have all in place, I'm going to take it off camera and just start working with some foam adhesive just to glue them to the the layout and create a little bit of dimension in between them. And I didn't want to go show you all of it because it did take a little bit of time, just because I added some foam adhesive in between some of the flowers. I added glue to the page so that nothing will move. And once I set that in place, you're going to see that I'm pretty much done. This layout is pretty much done. So I'm just going to add a few embellishments. I'm bringing some of the Live Your Dream embellishments. I know that it's going to be birthday is going to come somewhere in the title. So I'm going to use the title, going to be 7 birthday memories. And I'm using all of this is from the Live Your Dream collection. I love the black alphas. I love the font. So I took advantage of the word birthday and number 7. I wish I would have that small th to make a 7th, but it would have just been too long, and I didn't want it to stand. I wanted to just stay in that little nook that I created in between the bottom clusters of pictures. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna keep it very simple with the embellishments. I'm gonna just a little heart from a crepe paper collection that I had, and another sentiment from a Pink Fresh Studio Everyday Musings, just because I like that green tone. And I'm gonna add some gold splatters, and these are just gonna go around, especially the clusters. And my lines of journal are gonna go underneath the 7 memories. I'm not so sure if I add them now or I add them after, but that's about it. Super simple to put together. Like I said, this flower is so easy to build that it takes no time to build them, and you can make tons of them. And I love how this turned out. I really, really love how this turned out, and I hope you try it. If you have any questions on how this came together, don't hesitate to contact me. Remember to hop onto the description of this video so you can join in the blog hub. There's a chance to win gift certificates, and also you can check all the stamps and also awesome projects that some of the designers have created. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you back in a little bit. Take care, guys.